Okay folks, so here we are outside the little town of Kuprava, and going trying to find the start of this railway track. I remember 6 years ago it was somewhere on the right. Now it comes from the left, and it can, when you go left on the railway track it goes to Gulbenny and then eventually to Riga. On the right it goes to Kuprava. So that's what we're doing today. The last time I found it somehow, I blundered around a bit, so I have to try and remember what way I went. Let's go. Let's go. Little town of Kuprava. Not a bad looking day today. It's a bit cloudy, but I can see the clouds are going to clear up pretty soon. So on that side is where it comes. Let me see. Okay, it comes from that side, from the left. So it must be over here somewhere where I found it the last time. Let me see. Up this little road here. Okay, let's see. I can see some of the buildings that were railway warehouses in the past. So I just need to try and get onto the railway. Okay, let's go down here a wee bit. Okay. Is this an entrance here? Maybe. Let's just turn around there and have a look in that entrance. Maybe you can get through it this way. Okay, looks interesting here. Let's see. This definitely led somewhere. Okay. This looks promising. Let's go down here and see what we find. Okay, this wasn't a railway track because it's too bumpy. Let's go this way. Okay. Maybe it's down here. This looks fairly straight, so maybe this has something to do with the railway. Or maybe not. Let me see. That's the main road, so okay, let's get down here a little bit. Yeah, on my left you can see railway buildings, which would have been warehouses. So, located beside the railway. Let's see what we can find here. Okay, all along here is a warehouse. It would have been a railway warehouse all along here. You can see it's all locked up now. So that definitely would have been a railway warehouse. On we go along here. Obviously somebody has a business here now, doing forestry. here, disturbing somebody's forestry business. Okay, this looks promising. I'm not sure, maybe I've just tried through a private factory, I don't know, but this is definitely the railway. Okay, so let's go. Very interesting. So we found it. Let's see if we can get to Kuprava. I can see some blue sky and the clouds are clearing, so let's see how we go. This is actually very good condition. Not so bad at all. So this runs along beside of the. I'll just go back here. I'll just go back here and show you a sign I just saw. There's probably another one, but I'll catch this one. Let's go back and show you this sign. Interesting. Where is it? Where is the sign I saw? Somewhere. Ah, there. Okay. Okay, you can see that sign. There's 135 kilometers from Viljuka to Gulbenny. Okay, so it does go from Viljuka to Gulbenny. And then Gulbenny, I know there's a main track that goes to Riga, but I'm not sure if that's if there was another older track that might be taken up. But I know there is still a train that goes from Gulbenny to Riga. So let's travel a bit further. Let's see how we go. You're off the beaten track here, but you're not too far off the main road. I know there's a road on the left here goes to Viksna. Now, let's look at this part. Oh, what have we got there? Okay, that part looks a bit overgrown, so let's go out onto the road here and we go down the road a little bit. And I notice you can get back onto the railway in lots of places along this road, because I remember from doing that 6 years ago. Okay, so this is the road from Kubali to Viksna. And if you follow this road, it'll bring you the whole way to Kuprava. But we don't want to follow the road, we want to go on the disused railway. Okay folks, I'll just take you along this road. This will be fairly typical of a lot of the gravel roads you get here in Latvia. Off the main roads, you'd be traveling somewhere and you think you're doing quite well, and then suddenly, okay, there's the entrance to the railway again. Let's go to that entrance. Let's see what we have here. See if this is in any better condition. Okay, it's not too bad. I'm just looking for the bridge where we went over the last time. We went over this little bridge and over a little river where we hit that big pothole on the LML, on the Vespa PX copy. They are the Vespa really, but of course they're made in India, LML. Unfortunately they're not made anymore. And unfortunately the wonderful two-stroke Vespas are not made anymore, which is an awful shame. Absolutely beautiful bikes. I remember the last of the 200s are out. I should have bought one when I had a chance. Something up here I can see. Something blue parked up the road here. Maybe somebody working. Cars. Don't know why there's cars up here. Let's find out. Maybe somebody lives here. I don't know. Somebody's house. And somebody's dogs. And I guarantee you them dogs aren't on a leash. Not around here. A sudden bit of acceleration. Okay, let's keep going. I think I remember that wee house from 6 years ago. Or there was another house along here somewhere. And a little Jack Russell came out and decided to have an argument with me. Little angry Jack Russell. So so somebody lives there. That house would have been right beside. Here we are. Okay. So this is exactly where I stopped the last time. I'll just show you. This is where I stopped the last time I came down here. So here's where we came from. And this, if you remember from my post on the Vespa, Viksna. So it's the town of Viksna. On the outskirts is the graveyard. So I stopped here the last time I came on the LML. And today I'm on the wonderful Himalayan. The wonderful Enfield Himalayan. It's the first run in anger, with the exhaust pipe put back on the machine. Okay, let's continue. I remember this place too. Another motorbike. Plenty of motorbikes today. So this was another siding, railway siding. And if you remember, I was here on the LML, and this would have been a warehouse. Obviously there would have been a railway siding coming up to this. And I got a photograph right here, just here, looking up. So yeah, so interesting place. Somebody does benches here now, and a lot of, so it's been developed since the last time I was here. What have we got here? Signs. So there's Kuprava and there's Balvi. There's Viksna. That's where we are. We're at Viksna at the moment. We come along here, Viksna, and then we can go into Kuprava from here. Okay. Okay. I'll read this out to you while I'm here. The railway line once crossed the territory of Viksna parish. Legends tell that the name of the village came from the construction of the railway, because I had to cut a lot of elm trees to build the railway. Viksna station was opened in December the 1st, 1930. Okay, just before the war. Closed in 2001 with the closure of the railway line between Kuprava and Viksna. Between Kuprava and Viksna there was another station near Viksna. As the stations were located close to each other, the question of which station would remain and which would be closed was considered. Okay. Okay, very interesting. So this would have been Viksna station here. Okay. Let me see. Ah, okay. So let's have a look here. There's a sign. Don't know if you can see that through the camera. Bicycles, Balvu Novada, that's the area. Okay, attention, blah blah blah. Ah, no cars. That would mean no motorcycles as well. Bicycles, pedestrians and bicycles only. Ah, okay. That's why it's being developed. That's why it's in such good condition. Because it's now one of those up there. Cycleway. It's a cycleway. That's why we have the seats and the picnic bench and everything. This was all fairly overgrown the last time I was here. It was a different situation. Okay, that's interesting. That's why they have bars for people locking bikes. And you know, they've an interesting footpath here. If you look, interesting footpath that goes off. And look at this. There was a well here. See the well? Very old well. All to do with the station, I presume. And then behind there, there's a house. You can see a house in there. And there's a well. Oh, look at this. Completely hidden. There you go. Another house. You'd never know that was there, would you? Totally hidden off the road. The house. I presume part of the station. Wow, can you see it? I don't have to leave the bike. I have the bike taken over. Fascinating. Hiding away in there. And here we are. So I presume that was a warehouse, and the station building was maybe a little bit further. There might have been an actual station building that was possibly torn down. That's just a warehouse. That's not a station building. Okay, folks. It looks like I'm gonna have to go onto the road here. A lot of dust already. So we want to go that way, but technically we can't. So we'll have to go this way, along that road, into Viksna. Okay. Let's show you Viksna. And as soon as we leave Viksna, turn off the camera until we get towards Kuprava. So, I was wondering why it was still in good condition 6 years later. Okay, let's go out onto the road here. So, this is the area of Viksna. I was in Viksna before. Somewhere along here there's the Orthodox church. A very old Orthodox church on the outskirts. I was in there a few times taking pictures. So this comes down into the little town of Viksna. Let's head into Viksna. So the railway tracks run parallel just to the right hand side here. And I'll have to figure out Kuprava, 12 kilometers that way. Okay. On a fairly bad dirt road. Interesting. And this is where the railway would have cut through Viksna. Railway go that way. And off into Russia that way. So we continue on to Kuprava. Let's go down here a little bit. It's a small town, but they have a nice little park here. seat of a little pond, little park. Okay. Small little town, sort of scattered around. Some more buildings here, houses. So, another building there. Used to be a shop, vehicles, Latvian for shop. So that used to be a shop. So, okay. See the apartment blocks there. Now I'll just go there. The apartment blocks there. And this is probably some sort of a school building or council building. Now we're leaving Vixna. There's a nice little bit of a road here. So I'm doing about 70 now on the Himalayan. Quite windy, so I'm not sure if you can hear me. Nice little road with a few bends. A lot of roads in Latvia are very straight, so it's nice to get a road that has a few little bends on it. It reminds me of Ireland. Of course, it was the Irish countryside roads. You'd have trees right beside the road and hedges, where on the Latvian roads you've a bit of a runoff area all the time. Irish country roads are a whole different experience, much smaller. Okay, let's turn you off now. I'll turn you back on when we get to Kuprava. I'll show you where the railway tracks come out to Kuprava. So here we are at Kuprava. The railway comes from there, and I presume that would have been the station house there with the Kuprava sign on it. Okay, just there. And then, like on the Vespa I showed you, this was on the LML I showed you, this is the bus stop, and then we had this warehouse building. So the main railway would have continued on up that way, up to Russia. And like I said the last time, these are the apartment blocks here. You can see. These are the apartment blocks that were built. There was, I think, 6 5-story apartment blocks or 5 6-story apartment blocks. One or the other. I've got to go over and count the stories. For the people who were going to work in the factory. They brought immigrants, 1,500 people were brought here to work in the factory, and they built these apartment blocks for them. There's a couple of them still in use, and maybe 3 empty, maybe 1, 2 still used, maybe 3. So let's go a little further into the town. I should say into the village. I've read a few things online. One said it was given town status. I think it was in '73. It was given town status, and then later on, after independence in '91 from Russia, it was town status was taken away. So it was a village or a parish. But I don't think there's any shops or anything here. Not that I've ever seen. Been here a few times. Okay, let's go in and I'll show you. I'll drive past these apartments and I'll show you what they're like. Okay, so I'll go in this way. I'll go in first to the empty apartments, okay? I'll show you the empty apartments. A few little country houses on my right, which would have been little country houses probably before this area, before Russia built this clay pipe. It was a clay pipe factory built in 1970-71. Okay, let's go down here a bit more. And so they brought in 1,500 immigrants to work in the factory from other parts of Russia, and in '74 was given town status. Like in Balby, these would have been garages for people who live here, and I think they're still in use. Yeah, some of them. Yeah, we just come here to show you. These are the old apartment blocks. I'm guessing, I don't know what way to go. Either these were occupied. Now, Latvia gained independence in 1991. The factory, the clay pipe factory I'm bringing you to visit, closed down in 1992. And basically was stripped of everything. Metal, windows, everything, furniture, the whole lot taken away. I don't know by who, local people or the government bodies, or it was stripped anyway. And instead of, really, people should have thought, let's get a co-op together and keep this factory going, but that never happened. A lot of people left when '91 came along. So there's these buildings. I wonder were they finished and people have stripped the windows out and everything else. I don't know. I suspect not. If you look, you'll see the same colours on all the walls up. So it looks like they were painted and never wallpapered. So I think maybe these were not finished. I'm not sure. Don't know the history on that. So there was 6 apartment blocks, 5 stories high, each apartment block. You can see they're all completely overgrown. But down here we have some apartment blocks that are in use and they're in nice condition. They're all nicely done up, people living in them. Over here, I don't know, maybe I'll show you this. Maybe at some stage, I don't know what that was, a shop or a church or something. It's interesting windows. So there's one apartment block completely done up. There's a couple empty, and there's a couple that are people are living in that aren't done up, aren't restored. But there's definitely people living there. You can see that, you know. So it's a pretty quiet town. It's a place. So the population here. Okay, folks. So in This is the school you see in front of you, which is a very big school. And the local people asked the government to leave it open. I think it closed about 2014, 2012, 2014. Very big school. But for such an area with so few people. But of course the government said no and they shut it down. So there's a big, large, empty school here. So in 2015 there was 400 people living here. And after 2015, in 2022, there's only 270 people living here. So I think now local people say there's about 200 people living here. It's changed a lot. A lot of people have left and they're working in other parts of Latvia. Sveiki! Vai tu runāji angliski?
Не, я по-русски только.
Русский не runāji.
Говорю, у вас маленькая рассада, может, надо.
Не runāji kriviski, русский, yeah?
Я,
Yeah.
не, я молдаван.
On latviski?
А в Латвии
Ne?
много живу, да.
Little bit, yeah.
Не, в Латвии я долго, 40 с чем-то лет.
Oh, I not understand.
А я...
I'm from Ireland. You know Ireland?
Английский я не понимаю.
Yeah.
Ну, договориться можно. По чуть-чуть.
Okay. Yeah.
Не, я много гулял по белому свету, как говорится. И в Эстонии был, и в Литве, и служил, и все.
Yeah.
А в Латвии живу. Молдавию бросил, все. Я
Yeah.
давно здесь, уже 40 с чем-то лет в этой Латвии. А так я в Молдавии учился там, в армию прибыл, здесь в Риге служил. Вот и понравилась Латвия, и остался здесь. Английский я не понимаю, французский где-то там, немецкий, как с фильмов. А, фильм, экран, это фильм, да.
Yeah.
Понятия мы можем поговорить, как говорится, хоть эстонский.
But you know Balvi, yeah?
А
Балви?
Правильно дорога,
Yeah.
да.
I live Balvi. Balvi.
Балви,
Yeah. Yeah, Balbuch. Yeah.
Нет,
Yeah.
вы туда поедете, завод, и дорога туда
Yeah.
наверх,
Yeah,
а
да,
там
да,
будет,
да.
Там
Yeah.
будет туда-сюда
Да,
перекресток будет
But
наверх.
my dom,
Да,
Balvi.
Да.
My dom Balvi. Yeah.
Балви живете.
Да, my dom Balvi. Yeah.
У меня был ковровец до армии, ковровец.
Yeah,
Техника. Вот,
you motorcycle? You?
Был.
Yeah. Orlo? Knapper?
Не,
Ne?
восход был у меня.
Восход.
До армии. Я малый был.
Yeah.
В 73-м ушел в армию. Я 55-го года. У меня уже сейчас 68 будет скоро. А мне ковровец был. Восход, ковровец. На таких я Днепр, я знаю, Урал, Днепр, все. На этих не, техника.
Yeah.
Ну тут, а у вас там это идет, это не КМ, а эти, как, там больше скорость.
Yeah. Later.
Да.
I know. Do не английский. Yeah. Yeah.
Поймем друг друга.
Bit.
Там сотня. А тут уже что? Там идет эти. А у нас не было. Там КМ, а тут да. Но я позабыл. Не хочу на них сейчас.
Yeah. Да.
Да. Я смотрю, бородка маленькая. О, рассада у меня. О.
Yeah.
За 1 год.
Yeah. Да.
1 год выросла. О, какая. Тут не растут. Ну, давай.
Окей.
Да, давай.
Окей.
Добавлю вот так. По дороге там наверху увидите знаки, все добавлю.
Да, да, да.
Давай.
Окей.
Ну,
Ай. Look.
да,
Окей.
да,
Ciao.
да, по-английски,
That's it. Ciao.
давай.
So, a local man. I haven't a clue what he said, but what I could do is when I get home, I'll get my lady to translate everything for me. So no problem. So what we have here is, I continue on. What we have here is, we have the old school. I'll show you the school here. So this is the school. A big school. And you can see it's still in very good condition, you know, and what a waste. Like a really large school, but it's gone now, you know. And there's still shelves inside, there's still things inside. I'll give you a quick look inside. Hold on, I'll just go around the school. So, what I'll do is I'll get Ina to translate what the man said. And then I get Ina to translate what the man said. I get Ina to translate what the man said. He's looking at me thinking, no, you're going the wrong way. And after Ina translates, I'll write in text underneath what she said. So this is the way around. The main entrance of the school was just there on the left. I'll show you this here. Ciao! So this is the main school, and if you look inside you can see there's still furniture and other bits and pieces in there. So it's been left since 2014. I'll show you the main entrance. So that was the main entrance to the school there. Okay, you can see some doors are being replaced and some windows, double glazed windows, but it's not being used, so it's abandoned. What a waste. A good school. So let's go this way. So this is the main factory complex in front of me. So this is the clay pipe factory. And the reason the factory was built here was because around this area, the local soil, there was a red type of clay soil. There's a red clay, and it's perfect for the manufacture of clay pipes. So that's what they've done here. They built clay pipes for water drainage and stuff like that. That's the main reason why they built the factory. And as you can see, a very large factory. Very large indeed. Big massive warehouses for storing the red clay. This here was the office complex. So that's where all the paperwork would have been done. I presume there would have been a canteen in there also. We can go here a little bit. Oops. So all around here, that might have been a canteen. Large windows. So every time I come here, there's always somebody cleaning up a little bit, but it never seems to make any difference. And here was offices, I reckon. The last time I came here on the Vespa, on the LML, on the scooter, I showed you inside here, which is basically you can see lumps of this falling down onto the ground. It's a big lump off that. Not very advisable to go in there anymore. But that's where all the clay is. There's tons and tons of this red clay that they use for making the pipes. So they would have got the red clay delivered there. And they would have used that for making the pipes. More buildings here. Now we'll get down here and I'll show you the chimney. The chimney where I photographed my aunt. So there's people working here, so this is unusual. Okay. So this is all being developed since. So there's the chimney I showed you. 1973 is marked up on the chimney at the top. And that's where I photographed my scooter when I was here 6 years ago. It's all very overgrown. Private. Okay, so that's all being developed. There's somebody working there now. Sort of business around, so I suppose I have to. Okay, I'll go out. Down here, more parts of the factory. This comes back out at the front where the railway station was. I'm going to show you this part down here. All around here was a complex, all around this place. These towers there, I don't know what they were, maybe cooling towers or something to do with ovens for the clay pipes. You can see here we have ovens. Maybe that was a water tower. I'm just guessing as to what these buildings were for. More buildings. Done a photo session down there a few years ago with a Ford Mustang and a couple of young local girls doing modelling for me. My friend's car, so we had the car parked there. Interesting place to do photos. Again, empty warehouses everywhere. And I'm sure back in the day this place would have been just full of pallets of clay pipes waiting for a collection by train and delivery to Russia, to various other parts of Russia. Don't forget this was Latvia, but in Russia, the Russian Federation or whatever it's called. So massive complex. Back out here, down this way. Now really, it's a very rundown area, it's still very cheap to get an apartment here, and I have to say one thing, it's the only place in Latvia where I ever had a little bit of trouble, and that's the only time I ever had a bit of trouble in Latvia. So it would be a fairly rundown area, and there might be a few suspect characters living here. I know for a fact there's a few interesting characters living here. But such is life. There we go, up here, have a look. So there's a view of the apartment blocks, water tower, and some more factory units. So a lot of warehouses, of course, for what sort of business it was, So what we do is now we just head out of the town. So that's Kuprava, which is about 25 kilometers from Balvi. And just have your wits about you. I know from previous experience. This would probably be one of the worst, one of the places that came out worst after 91 when Latvia gained independence. It looks like the government invested nothing at all in Kuprava. So other places seem to fare a lot better. You know, most places in general. Because really this factory was the lifeblood of the whole town. So without the factory, there was nothing in the town, you know. Everything in the town was governed around this factory. Without the factory, that was it. Everything was gone. But so that's the little parish, the little area of Kuprava. I used to always think if they could make some of these places safe, what an amazing place for if someone started a business doing paintball adventures in a place like this. Wouldn't it be amazing? Can you imagine paintball adventures? If they secured some of them buildings and strengthened them. That's probably the child in me. Okay, I'll just show you this. This would have been, it's private now, that's why I can't go in. I noticed there's modern vehicles in there, but this would have been one of the car parks or one of the collection areas, and that, my friends, would have been the original you know, checkout. I won't say check post because you'll all think it's military, but this would have been one of the original checking places for trucks and vans going in and out of the building. So you can imagine how fascinating that was years ago. The guy sitting in there checking people in and checking them out. So that's my little tour of Kuprava. So folks, that was it. That was my visit to the town of Kuprava. So usually I bring you somewhere beautiful, but I thought today I'd bring you somewhere more industrial, more historic, I suppose you could say. But yeah, it's a sad story of the town. I think the government, the country, have sort of given up on it. You know, there's no investment there. It looks like somebody's doing running some sort of small business from one of those buildings. They probably got it for next to nothing. It's one of those places. If you can't afford to live somewhere, a couple of €1,000, and you'll be able to buy a place there to live. 25 kilometers from Balvi. There's a bus service to Balvi every day, run by a local minibus, and to Villica, which is about the same distance away, on the gravel road. So I suppose the people here, most of them would do their shopping in Balvi. But yeah, it's one of the sort of border regions that definitely didn't get any development, and the factory was the whole meat and veg of the whole town, you know. So yeah, that's I thought I'd show you something different today, and just bring you back on an old trip I did. So that was it. That's today's run. I hope you enjoyed that. It was a good little run on the bike. Something a bit different, you know. And I didn't get rained on today. We're supposed to get rain, but so far, once again, I didn't get rained on. I know my friends in Ireland are getting a lot of rain this year, but I seem to be I'm the lucky one. I'm getting very little rain. Great. So I'm going to put my stuff away. Let's go home. Thanks for watching, folks. Thanks for watching, and I don't know what the next one will be. Let's see. Let's see what comes into my brain to do, and to try and keep things different. Okay. Good night.